Welcome back to Urban Legends Across the U.S. Today we visit New Jersey, and as I researched this state, there was one recurring theme. Enjoy. This legend begins all the way back with the Lenape tribe, who believed a local woman birthed a strange entity in 1735. This was her 13th child. When she learned she was pregnant with a 13th, she cursed the child, proclaiming, "Let this one be a devil." Born on a stormy night, the child came out human, but then before everyone's eyes, transformed into a creature. The head of a goat, bat-like wings, horns, small arms, clawed hands, cloven hooves, and a forked tail. The devil then beat everyone in the room with its tail, killed the midwife, and escaped through the chimney. After the birth, the demon fled, not to be seen again for 5 years, when it was then supposedly exorcised by a priest. It was thought to be gone, but was spotted again sometime later. In 1909, sightings were so common that the creature got media coverage, and an artist's rendering was published in a Philadelphia newspaper. There have been many stories of sightings throughout the years, even including one by Joseph Bonaparte, Napoleon's eldest brother. Sightings of the Jersey Devil have been recorded over the years and include hoofed prints on snowy roofs and stalking hikers in the vast woods of the Pine Barrens. In 1939, the Jersey Devil was named the official state demon. In 1960, several sightings by the residents of Mays Landing heard horrifying screams in the night. Of course, this led them all to one conclusion: it must be the devil. There was no explanation for the noises, and people began to panic. Police hung flyers assuring residents that the Jersey Devil was just a hoax. But a circus owner countered the appeal by offering a $100,000 reward for anyone who would capture the creature. 1972, Mary Ritzer Christensen told Weird New Jersey that she got the heebie-jeebies one night when she spotted the Jersey Devil on Green Tree Road. Christensen was driving from Blackwood to Glassboro when she said she saw a towering figure crossing the road about 25 feet behind her car. She described the figure as standing taller than the average man, with thick haunches like a goat and a huge woolly head. 1980. Forest rangers are experts in the wildlife that inhabit the woods that they patrol. Wharton State Forest Chief Ranger Alan McFarland saw something that grossed him out and stumped his wildlife animal knowledge. A brutal scene on a South Jersey farm where a pack of pigs had been killed. He reported that the back of their heads had been eaten and their bodies had been scratched and torn. 1988. Asbury Park Press reporter told the story of a resident who claimed to have encountered the Jersey Devil 7 years earlier. This eyewitness was so close and personal that they described the beast right down to the large teeth in its mouth. Another occurrence in the late 80s. A group of friends went camping and riding dirt bikes in the Pine Barrens. While riding down a trail about 100 yards from camp, the bikes all stalled at the same time. One could have said it had to do with the terrain or the nearby power plant. However, as suddenly as the bikes quit running, the men all heard a piercing, inhuman scream coming from the woods. When they returned to camp, those who stayed behind said they also heard the screams. That evening, one of the men went into a local bar and told the bartender about the screams in the woods. That man informed the visitor that they had most likely had an encounter with the Jersey Devil. 1993. Forest Ranger John Irwin was driving along the Mullica River when he saw a strange creature blocking the road ahead of him. He said it was about 6 feet tall, with horns and matted black fur. The two stared at each other for several minutes before the creature turned and ran back into the forest. 2015, Galloway Township. David Black said he was driving along Route 9 near a golf course when he saw what he thought was a llama walking in and out of the tree line on the side of the road. Suddenly, the creature spread its wings and flew away. He captured the beast's image with his cell phone, and the photo went viral. 2017, the most recent sighting with an eyewitness video. I will insert that here.
What I thought was maybe a horse or a cow. And I'm like, what is somebody's cow or horse got loose? My son Stefan was like, Dad, I can't see it. And that's when I pointed.
It was standing like you could see that it had like a tail behind it that like was low to the ground. And it was no explanation for it. There was, I've never seen anything like it. It was definitely life-changing.
And you said something.
The Devil's Tree. This ominous tree is located in Bernards Township. Known as the Devil's Tree, it is the subject of a plethora of creepy tales. According to a local legend, a farmer murdered his entire family, then hung himself from the tree, which is a legitimately documented crime. Legend says that the tree is cursed, and harm will come to anyone who disrespects it. Multiple attempts have been made to cut down the tree, all of which resulted in failure, because anyone who attempts to cut down the tree receives an untimely demise. Adding to the paranormal lore of the tree, you will never see snow there, as it melts instantly upon touching it. People have attempted Ouija board sessions, all having odd activity. Some have even caught what they perceive to be occult or devil worshipping happening when visiting the site at night. In this clip, you can see the several cuts from the many attempts to chop down the tree, as well as burn markings and charred areas where others have attempted to burn it down with obviously no success. The Ghost Train. If you'd like to get to the Devil's Tree, why not hop on the Ghost Train? There's one catch, though. Well, several. But you can only travel this option by the Broad Street station at midnight on the 10th of every month. Apparently, this train is said to be driven by an engineer who was killed on the tracks back in 1868. According to the New York Courier, people have waited to spot the specter, but never actually get to see the train. However, many have reported hearing the engine and the wheels screeching across the tracks. The train, which has become known as the Express Train to Hell, has never stopped to pick up travelers. Now, I wasn't able to find any pictures, but I did find an EVP clip on the New Jersey Ghost Hunters website. Take a listen. Shades of Death Road. Shades of Death Road in Warren County is surrounded by local lore. Some say the road got its name after a plague killed so many local residents that morgues were full of bodies and they were laying in the street. Shades of Death Road also leads to several other urban legends along this 7-mile-long road. Jenny's Jump is one of them, which says a girl named Jenny who jumped to her death on Jenny Jump Mountain while being chased by Native Americans. Whether she was actually in danger, we'll never know. Either way, her father seemed to be concerned for her safety as he yelled out, "Jenny, jump." Unfortunately, she fell to her death. Then there's Ghost Lake. Just off the road in the state forest, south of the I-80 overpass, lies this haunting lake. It was created in the early 20th century when two wealthy men dammed a creek that ran through the area. From the very beginning, the lake gave off wraith-like vapors in the cooler mornings. It's also said that no matter what time of night you visit Ghost Lake, the sky above is bright, as if it were still twilight. There are countless reports of ghosts in the area. Here is just a small clip of someone attempting to contact spirits at Ghost Lake.
And supposedly the lake we're at, years and years ago, someone drowned in this lake.
So what I got here is an EMF detector. This thing is going to detect electromagnetic fields when a ghost intercepts. Basically, we will get a reading on this thing. Anybody here with us? Oh shit, look at that, dude, look at that.
Guys, this thing has been going off non-stop. It's crazy.
Now, if you decide to go down Shades of Death Road, it will also lead you to the gates of hell. Located behind the old Black Prince Distillery in Clifton, New Jersey, lies the gates of hell. In fact, it does just look like any old drain, while the others in the area are circular in shape and filled with water when it rains. This particular one is square and is always completely dry. An old urban legend lists this place as the home of the devil. It goes for hundreds of feet underground into tunnels that form the 9 layers of hell. It is said that a room deep underground can only be accessed by lifting giant axes that weigh thousands of pounds and block the doors. Inside are glowing human skulls that serve as a turnback sign before you come face to face with the devil.
Today, me and my friends went to the gates of hell in New Jersey. The gates of hell.
Rooms filled with skulls.
My mom made us bring holy water.
The Devil's Tower. One of New Jersey's historically known scary spots to visit is the Devil's Tower. The Devil's Tower was built in 1910 by a millionaire sugar importer named Manuel Rianda. Before it received the name Devil's Tower, it was formerly known as Rio Vista. According to Forbes, the tower was built and dedicated to Rianda's wife, Harriet Rianda, who was buried on nearby land, but later moved to Brookside Cemetery. Rumor has it that Mr. Rianda built the tower for his wife so she could look out at the New York City skyline, but others believe he built it as a mausoleum or for religious purposes. This tower was connected to the Rianda's home by an underground tunnel. According to some local legends, his wife was looking out of the tower when she saw Manuel with another woman. While she may have suspected infidelity for years, according to New Jersey Magazine, distraught from the sight, she jumped from the tower, killing herself. Since her rumored suicide, there have been many reports of hauntings, including people who have said that they have been pushed by something unseen. Others have reported strange noises, and because of this, Manuel locked up the tower, filled in the tunnel connecting the home to the tower, and even removed the elevator leading to the top of the tower, proclaiming no one will ever go up there again. Since that time, people started calling it the Devil's Tower. Witnesses report still hearing noises and smelling perfume, while at other times, you can hear a scream as the wife jumps from the tower. Her ghostly spirit has also been seen as a shadowy figure in the windows. Some have said that if you drive or walk backward around the tower a certain number of times, the devil appears. Devil's Tower and the spirits surrounding it clearly seem to be here for good. Even after Mr. Rianda's death, there were plans to demolish the tower by the town, but activities were halted and eventually aborted after several workers fell to their death. I found a video montage that someone posted on TikTok, which at first glance appears to be just regular photos of Devil's Tower. But when they reviewed all of their photos, they seemed to catch something. Tell me what you think you see in the pictures. I would be curious to know if any of you have visited any of these places, because it seems that it all leads back to the same conclusion. The devil lives in New Jersey. Thanks for watching. See you next time.